Well, I wasn't expecting to do any recording today. Just slipped away after work. It's late, and came to a local park near my house. You've seen me hunt this area before. I've uncovered a number of Indian head pennies and bullets and things like that here. But I have covered this ground over and over and over again. It's a tiny area, so I didn't think I would find anything new. But I got the big coil on, so give it a shot, I figure. I got a pretty deep 11-12 signal. It's right around nickel range. I figured it would probably be either a nickel or a bullet. Dug it up, and it is neither a nickel or a bullet. It's interesting. Have a look. So what we have here is a decorative pin of some kind, a brooch with looks like a couple flowers on it, some crossing leaves, and it's made of brass, it appears. And it still has the pin on the back. See the pin? Isn't that nice? So, I will, I'll take that home and soak it in peroxide. I don't think there's any writing in there, but you never know. Maybe something will pop out. But all the same, whoops, that's quite a lovely little find. Neat. No idea on the age, or if it has any cultural significance of any kind. Just looks like a tiny little dress pin of some kind. Something to spruce up your duds. All right. Consider my duds spruced here among the spruces. And, I'm going to swing for a bit yet, but I don't think I'll find anything else. Probably the only clip I'll record today. But anyway, we found something, so you'll get to see it. All right. Moving right along. The ground, she keeps giving up artifacts. Now this rang up an 8 or 9 on the Knox, which is a really undesirable signal. You might dig it because you think it might be a little tiny piece of gold, or, but more likely you're going to get something made of iron. Not in this case. I think it's pewter, but it's interesting. Have a look. It's a bird. It's a Boyd. It's not completely flat, of course. It has a shape to it. It has a little base you can see there that it would stand on. And interestingly, in this area, several years ago, before I was recording Chuck and Dirt, over there somewhere, I dug up 2 flat animals. And that's what I've always thought of them as, flat animals. They're about this size. One was a sheep, and one looked like a dinosaur or some kind of bird, but it was really worn. Maybe this is another one of those. Maybe some kid had some little metal animals and was playing out here with them a long time ago. Isn't that fascinating? Huh. Gotta dig those 8s and 9s, I guess. All right then. Cool. Very, very cool. Bird watching of another sort. Whew, I gotta get out of here. These bugs are vicious. We're clearing out, just dug our last target, but it's right here by the trail. And it was a 11-12, sometimes 8-9, sometimes 11-12. I was hoping maybe a nickel. It's actually another pin, and it is tiny. I'm really impressed with this big coil, this big, what's it, 15-inch coil. I'm very, very impressed with the stuff that it turns up. It's just really powerful. Check out this teensy-tiny little pin. Now the pin part is gone. So, whoops. So you can see where the pin would have gone. You see that? And it's just a little oval. It may have originally been something in the center, I don't know. But that's it. Tiny, tiny little brass pin, little brooch. Somewhere between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 inch long. And very, very thin, of course. It's tiny. And it was way down there. Good 6 inches down, and I managed to find the darn thing. Can you believe that? That's just nuts. All right, I have got to get out of here. These bugs think I'm a smorgasbord. All right. Well, you know, for a day where I expected to find nothing, I really can't complain. Sure, we didn't dig up any coins or anything with a patent date on it that we could pin down to a specific date, but we did find a couple of interesting things here in the park where I've dug so many times and hunted so many times. Let's just take a quick look at what we found and recap it. Plenty of junk. There's always plenty of junk. Lots of bottle caps, pull tabs, drink nip bottles, bolts, nails, that kind of junk. And then we have our finds over here. We have looks like a no-name brand shotgun shell head stamp. Might be something written on there. A little piece of quartz. I just grabbed that because I thought it was cool. We have our little bird, probably made of pewter. Quite lovely. And we have two little brass brooches. This one's about an inch long. This one's maybe half an inch long. This one has a pin. This one doesn't have the pin. But I believe they're both brass. If I had to guess, I would say we're talking about turn of the century kind of stuff, somewhere between 1890, 1920, that kind of stuff. But who knows? Who knows? Anyway, not bad. Get away from work. Show up at the park at 6:15 and at 7:15. You have that. Not bad. All right. I guess that's it. And I will see you on the next hunt. All right. Back in the park. Right near the spot where a couple years ago I found an 1894 V nickel and also an 1892 penny right there by the edge. I had a 17 target right here on the trail. I assumed it was probably going to be a bottle cap, but I am pleasantly surprised it is not a bottle cap. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it's cool. Have a look at this. Let's put it on my glove. It's clearly a sort of stylized piece of metal, something decorative. Don't know what it was attached to. I think it might be made of brass, not sure. No writing on it or anything. Very, very tiny, maybe 3/8 of an inch wide, so small, but cool. Yeah, I'll take that. Why not? That's interesting. Anyway, just gonna putter for a little bit. I'll get back to you if anything shows up. Well, park's closing soon. It's been rough. All I have dug is bullets, bullet casings, shotgun shells, and other random trash, but lots and lots of bullets and bullet casings. I don't know why today. Other than that little decorative piece you saw me uncover, the first thing I dug. Other than that, it's all been junk. I've uncovered something now that might be something. But the park's going to close soon, so I got to get going. So we'll look at it real quick. It could be nothing. I can't really tell because it's so badly corroded. But since I am desperate for footage, and this is not a bullet casing, let's look at this. All right, that is beat to all heck. You can see there are holes in it and cracks in it, and it is falling apart. But I believe that may be a two-piece button. Obviously the shank has fallen off of it and it is corroded away to almost nothing. This artifact might not be savable. I might not be able to save this. I am gonna soak it in peroxide forever, for a long time, and a little bit of gentle rinsing, and I think that's all I'm gonna be able to do with it. And I don't know, maybe that will reveal some details. But it is really, really falling apart. But that's it, man. That and a ton of junk. Just the way it goes sometimes. Yep. A lot of junk today. Lots of junk. And holy heck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 bullet casings. 1 bullet and 1 shotgun shell. So 9 pieces of hunting ordnance in an hour and a half of detecting in a public park. That's a little weird, huh? Okay, so I've been making these little after work hunts at this local park near my house. I've already done 2. Figure with one more I'll have enough to make a whole episode out of it. But I was noticing yesterday it's very hard for me to suss out worthwhile targets because there's so much iron there. The iron bed is so thick that I can't really pick out the targets. I can't tell if I'm hearing, an iron target or if I'm hearing a good target that's got an iron target really close to it. So what I want to do is try something I've never tried with my Minelab, and that is I want to throw on the 6-inch coil, the sniper coil. I've had it since I bought the detector, the original Minelab 800 detector that I had, and I've just never used it. So today I'll use it, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, here we go. Okay, we got the coil off the shaft. Ooh, this thing's covered in pollen. I should wash this thing. We'll do the little coil, the sniper. Having a smaller diameter like this means that the coil, well, it's much better for picking out targets if the area is trashy, or if there's like, not just necessarily trashy, but if there's a lot of targets located close together and you need to be able to distinguish between the different targets. Dealing with areas where you need a lot of ability to pick between different signals. And we'll get it reasonably snug. Doesn't have to be super snug, but we just don't want the cable flopping around a whole lot. Woof. Feels like the thing lost 6 pounds. Light as a feather now. Suppose that's to be expected. All right, so I've got to reset this puppy. Trying to remember how you do that. Been a while. I'll figure that out and I'll get back. Okay, so to factory reset, you just turn the machine off, and then when you turn it back on, you hold the power button down. So you turn it on by holding the power button down, and you wait, and then it will display some letters on the screen to indicate you factory reset. Of course, after that, it forgets about its pairing with the headphones. So you have to repair it with the headphones, and that's not always easy. One thing I don't like about the Minelabs, they don't pair well with their headphones. It takes a while to get that to work. Once it's done, but it's a pain in the neck. Anyway, the machine is repaired with the headphones. We're on the 6-inch coil. We're back to factory settings. Let's get out there and see what we can find. Okay, so first thing I'm noticing on the 6-inch coil is the ground is a ton more quiet. Now, I guess that makes sense. The 19-inch coil covers a bigger, 15-inch coil covers a bigger area, and so it's bound to pick up multiple targets at once. But I think I'm losing a lot of depth going down to the 6-inch. I don't think it's seeing anywhere near as deep into the ground as the 19-inch did, so it sounds almost quiet over here. Did finally get one repeatable that I could dig, and unfortunately, it's a bullet. Fired bullet, hit something, lead's got a white patina, so it's been there a long time, but it's not like a Civil War era bullet, so, oh well. All right, moving right along. Other thing I'm noticing is the detector is so darn light now, it's like crazy easy to swing, but the coil's so much smaller, you have to swing like 5 or 6 times as often as you would. It takes a lot more swings to cover an area, so you still get just as tired. Okay, moving right along. I don't know. I'm not sure what that thing is, but it's a thing. think it's made of brass. It could be a small, very small, tiny pin. Like I said, I think it's made of brass. I brushed it. I don't see any lead patina, so it isn't. The remains of a squashed bullet. But I'll have to study that one under a magnifying glass and see if I can get any detail out of it. Right now, it's a nondescript blob. But we'll check it. We'll check it and see if something pops out. Anyway, that was not too deep, maybe 4 inches. Giving off 11-13. So, what you might expect for like a nickel. Not a nickel. All right, back at it. Well, just working my way along here. Fighting my way through the brush. Trying to get to areas that are hard to get to, because sometimes those will deliver more artifacts. Saw a little piece of glass sticking out of the ground. Figured it'd be a broken bottle. It's not. It's a whole bottle. Now, it's got a plastic cap and a screw top. So it can't be, very, very old. However, it does have the federal law warning. That's a Prohibition era warning. Started going on bottles in the 30s and stopped in the mid 60s. So this half pint whiskey flask dates to, at the latest, the mid 60s. There's no metric on it anywhere. There's no, 200 milliliters or whatever. So it's clearly predates. Certainly predates the 70s. I think it's as old as, maybe like 1964. Sometimes there's a date on the bottom. D9 M674. Something about a patent number. I don't see a date. So I'll inspect it closer when I get home. I will take this home and clean it up. I do like to find old bottles, and I know that's not a particularly valuable or fancy or even super old one, but I enjoy finding these. I assume that what's in here is rainwater. I don't believe that's old whiskey. I'll dump it out in this hole, and I doubt it's going to smell of anything. Lid's coming right off. Oh, that plastic lid smells very strongly of liquor. Not sure what kind. Yeah, no, I can smell liquor. I don't know what kind of liquor. I'm sure it's a mix of liquor and rainwater, but that's interesting. That's very interesting. But anyway, I do have another target here. Sounds like a garbage target. Fortunately, we're in the woods, so we don't have to be all that neat. Just have to make sure we close the hole back up. There you go. So it's not a rusty bottle cap, it's a very rusty nut. As we detectorists sometimes say, nuts. Hoo-ha! Ding! We're on the board. I have literally walked a foot and a half. I dug up that nut right there where you see the shovel sitting. Came over here, got a mix of iron and a high tone, cut out the plug. High tone became very pronounced, pulled the dirt away, and as you can see, we have ourselves a beautiful little mercury dime. I believe the date's legible, so we don't have to squirt it. Let's see. Yeah, 1943. I don't see a mint mark. Do you? Yeah, it looks like no mint mark. So, 1943p, mercury dime. Little piece of silver. I'll take that. Ding, we're on the board. There you go. I'm going to detect up to the edge there, because I've hit that area very hard. This area maybe not hard enough. So, I'm just going to head that way, and then I'm going to head out to my car. Anyway, there you go. History's where you find it. Any day you find silver, it's a good day. It's a good day. All right, let's wrap up real quick. Not much to show, but a little something, something. We got that Prohibition era bottle. These pennies were just surface finds. I just picked them out on my way back to the car. We've got that strange little dingus that I think is made of brass. I'm still not sure what that is. It could be a fragment of an old shell casing. Could be an old pin, don't know. And then we have this beautiful 1943P silver mercury dime. And I already put the trash in the trash bin. It was nails, pull tabs, bullets, bullet casings, rusty bottle caps, you know, the usual. All right, that's it. I want to thank you for joining me. What is that? So when you're walking in the woods or tall grass, ticks generally get on your feet first, or your lower pant legs, and then they climb up your pant leg. That's how they get on you. They like to sit right at the tips of tall pieces of grass, and they put their front legs out and wait for an animal or a person to walk by, and then they grab on. So I always spray, you know, a little bit of bug spray on my face and arms, but most of it I spray around my feet and on the bottom half of my pant leg. And because I spray it all over my shoes, I leave a sort of a rain shadow where I was standing when I put the bug spray on. That will disappear. In a day or two it'll be gone, especially after the first rain. But I was here yesterday, and I think if we walk over here we can probably find a little bit left of the one I had yesterday when I parked. Yeah, there we go. So if you see something like this, it means Chuck and Dirt was nearby. Crazy. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this this little trio of hunts here at this beautiful park that I love so much. And I hope you will join me on the next hunt. What is that?